Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm going to be picking up Doki Doki Literature Club Abridged, or How I Started to Start Worrying and Love to Mod, which is a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. Thanks, Stream Elements. And this is a mod that was once considered Mod of the Year, even though it was hated by its creator. There's a story behind that. I'll get to that in a moment. I'm gonna go through the. I think this is. I'm assuming the opening message is the same as usual. It's probably nothing. Yeah. Nothing unusual here. Is FanMod is not affiliated with Team Salvato. I mean, I'd assume that's pretty obvious given that you went and downloaded this off of a Reddit post or something, and how ridiculous that name is. But I'd really rather not get sued or something for not including some really basic boilerplate warnings, so there you go. I mean, it is in the intellectual property guidelines. Oh, speaking of which, I'm not done yet. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at or on Steam. Though admittedly, that warning's kind of moved given that you've either already got the files installed, since this mod would error out if you didn't. Yeah, it is true. It is. I mean, it is a little. Oh, hey, so you're up here. Welcome to stream. How's it going? And Kizzy Carter, welcome in. Oh no, indeed. Yes, we're in for a ride of some description. Yeah. Yeah, it has always been a bit of an oddity in the intellectual property guidelines that it's required by Team Salvato that when you first run a mod, it tells you where to get Doki Doki Literature Club when you first run it, even though the end user theoretically can't even read that message unless they already have Doki Doki Literature Club installed. So. Yeah, so it's a bit odd, but on the other hand, like the main premise of the intellectual property guidelines set up by Team Salvato is they don't want unofficial content to be confused with official content. That's the main deal they've got going on. As long as those categories are kept separate, they're okay with whatever. There's an ad break coming up in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. I've got some time to kill. I'm gonna mostly ramble a bit while the ad break is going, just before I start the actual mod. Anyway, let me finish reading with this thing here. Renpai enough to be reading this file in an idea of some sort. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club Abridged, or How I Learned to Start Worrying and Love to Mod, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. Button to press to just nod your head yes to the legalese. ... I feel like I should throw one final specific warning about this mod here before we continue. This mod is very intentionally rather dumb. I don't mean that in the sense that this is another one of those shitty mods that makes a million jokes by just filling it with meme references that are dated about 17 seconds after they're made. I mean that this is one of those shitty mods that makes a bunch of edgy-ish ... jokes that involve me basically going as far as I'm willing to, well, hopefully remaining on the side of the line that's still funny and good taste enough to laugh at anyway. Point being, shit's gonna get adult all up in this joint, or whatever the fellow kids are saying. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club Abridged, or How I Learned to Start Worrying and Love to Mod, you will be exposed to some of said jokes, including sex jokes and making fun of the horrible problems the characters had in the original game jokes. Yeah, I've seen bits of this mod from Afro Zero's playthrough. I haven't seen. I don't think I've actually seen the entire thing of this mod. I do believe it still stays in the PG-13 realm. Have you not played this one yet? Yeah, no. Sorry, I just sort of answered that question before reading it. But there you go. Yeah. Yes, I too am an awful human being. Please shut up and let me play the thing. All right, then. Did the creator of this mod also make the move posing tool? Yes, indeed, she did. This game is an unofficial game. Unofficial Team Salvato. I'm pretty sure they'd like that. That's why in this case. And I'm going to reduce the volume here. And yes, I did say she regarding the bot author. I think that's okay to say. Her Discord profile says she. Damn it, I don't care what I sound like. I think or something to that effect. So I'm pretty sure it's okay to I'm not outing her or anything by referring to her as she. Anyway. I only read that. Yeah, move posing tool. That was Look at the expressions they're all looking distressed. It was move posing tool was created by Chronos and a handful of other people. You worked, I believe, also Tara. Worked on the coding aspect of that, and Yagamira did some of the artwork, including Monica's new outfit. Break is in progress. I'm just going to let that play. I'm going to ramble a bit. What do I do to fill in the time? I mean, this mod was also ad break, yeah. Oh, screw it. I guess goddammit, ads. Sure. I mean, yeah, that's an appropriate reaction to ads. You can't hear what I'm saying unless you're watching the VOD afterward. I don't know. I think this is an awkward point where, like, anything I might want to say, I probably want to say when people can actually hear me. So I don't know if I actually should say anything. Ad break over? Okay. Well, ads are different lengths for different people, so I'm going to keep rambling a bit longer. I will mention the settings have a little playful slider here, which is number of options, and you can slide it down. I'm not going to do it right now. I did it before starting the stream. If you slide it all the way down to 0, then everything on the screen goes blank, and you can't even adjust the number of options again to bring them back. But if you can crank it even higher than usual, and there's difficulty very easy. What is all this? Oh man, I should probably wait until the ad break is finished properly to play with that. But I did want to mention there's another game, a Renpai game called I'm drawing a blank on the name now. I Just Want to Be Single, and it's made by someone who goes by the name M, who formerly they got their start. He got his start. I think. What's this notification sound? Kizzy Carter or something? Sorry. Hold on a second. I have things in the way on the screen here. I need to exit Discord. Did Kizzy Carter just subscribe? Thank you very much for the subscription, Kizzy Carter. Woo! My screen still says there's an ad break in progress for 10 seconds, so I still have some time to kill. Just a little bit of time. I was hoping that would kill the ad break. I'm still stuck at, oh no. Ad break ended. Your community is back. Okay, anyway, yeah, I can finish what I was saying. Number of options. Nope, it will kill the others. Yeah. Kizzy Carter just subscribed. Very, very generous. Thank you, Kizzy Carter. Yes, anyway, yeah, number of options. This is kind of funny. You can slide it, edit, or removes or adds extra options here. There's difficulty very easy, easy, medium, hard, very hard, insane, impossible. I see you. I'm coming for you. Should I play it at ha 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 difficulty? I suspect this doesn't actually have any effect on anything. Splines, reticulate or no reticulate? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to do it right now, but if I slide this all the way to the end, it actually does get rid of everything, including the number of options option, and I can't actually get it back unless I exit the game and load it up again. So that's why I'm not going to do that. There was another game. called I Want to Be Single. Sorry, I Just Want to Be Single, made by M, who also got a start in the DDLC modding community, though he doesn't. I probably maybe I shouldn't mention that, because I think he wants to be distanced from some distance from the DDLC modding community because of various reasons. Cough, cough, the whole Carl debacle and all that. Cough. But less said about that, the better. He reused this joke, and when you slide it all the way, not only did it get rid of all the options, it even got rid of like these buttons, including the back button. So you're left on a completely blank screen, and that they did it a little differently. You're left with a blank screen, being like, I can't actually do anything now, and then a helpful button pops up and saying, I changed my mind. I want the options back now, which is a funny way to do that gag, which is also a little more user friendly. Because I slid this over here earlier, and I was like, what do now? And I had to, like I said, had to exit and reload the game to get it back again. I also quit out and reconnected it to the stream, and it just got restarted. Gah? Oh no. That's why I keep a low profile and stay out of hate from the community. Yeah, finally. Life on easy mode. Well, life on easy mode, we're playing the game on ha 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 mode. Incidentally, random thing, over my shoulder here, there are two figurines which I put behind me because I saw other streamers, they have a wall of figurines behind them. I said, hey, that's cool. I should put all of my figurines up there, all two of them. Both of them were. I don't collect figurines. Both of them were gifts from people. Funnily enough, the Homura figure. I hope I can say this. Actually, was a present from Chronos, the author of this mod. It was random thing. Hornet. Oh yeah, and also there's Hornet as a gift from my brother. Hornet from Silk Song. But yeah, Homura is one of the protagonists from the anime. I'm gonna get it. It's hard to pronounce. Puella Magica Madoka. Sorry, Puella Magi Madoka Magica. That's what it is. I had to rack my brains for a second to remember it. And Kizukara says, "Screw it, yo, it's me. I'm the person what made the mod. I'm Chronos." Yes, Kizukara is Chronos. I was. I had a feeling you were about to say that, but I was holding out until you actually said it. Yes, we do have the mod author in chat here. Whitehead and Red Robe was a tight giveaway. Yes, yeah. I guess in the thumbnail you can't really see it that well. But yeah, that's Hornet in front of Homura there. Because effing ads got in the way. Yeah, it kind of spoiled the moment, didn't it? I just want to finish the story with the Homura figure there. Chronos just messaged me out of nowhere asking what anime I liked, and I'm like, I don't watch anime. This would have been back in I don't know, earlier on in my DDLC modding career. Chris, I've been friends since. I actually you look back in the message tree, like my very first message back in 2017, where I said, "Hi, I'm new to the DDLC modding community," in the Discord, the DDMC Discord server, and like Chronos is one of the first people to respond there, who who had also just joined. I've been friends with Chronos for a while. Anyway, you have to understand, anime isn't really my thing. This whole visual novel thing isn't my thing. Dating simulators that DDLC is based on, subverting are not my thing. I'm just not in that sort of lifestyle or whatever. And the only Yeah, when Chronos asked what anime I liked, I kind of went. I mentioned, well, I watched Puella Magi Madoka Magica recently, and the only reason I watched that was because someone compared it to DDLC because of dark twist, etc. Which on principle I'm not going to spoil, but it is a good show. It's worth watching. I enjoyed it, and yeah, funnily enough, Chronos correctly guessed that Homura is my favorite character. And gifted this to me. And I said, "Hey, that's cool." Yeah. Sorry, I'm falling behind chat here. How do you knew from the "oh no" message? Yeah, you'll come to if you want to ask stuff. Yeah. I kind of figured. I'd consider DDLC a special case in the realm of dating sims, as in it's just a spoof of one. Spoof. I mean, I consider it more of a subversion or deconstruction of dating sims more than a spoof. But you think the streamer does protest too much? I mean, I mean, is it really a dating sim if you don't date them? Yeah. Well, they sort of pretend to. Yeah, I will start the mod shortly. Is there anything else I need to get out of the way to establish history and stuff? Oh yeah, I probably worth mentioning. This mod, yeah, a bit of the history here. Chronos didn't actually want to make this mod. The mod that Chronos wanted to make was it only got a demo made. It was sorry if this is opening up old wounds there, Kizzy Carter, but yeah, there's a mod called Doki Doki Rewind Replay. There is a demo of it out. Go look it up. And it was a very, very ambitious mod that maybe got a little away from her a bit. Should I, no, it's okay. Yeah. Should I be referring to you as Kizzy Carter, or should I be, or as Chronos, as when I refer to the mod creator? I don't know. You're listed as Chronos on the thing, on the the download the thing where I download it. /shrug. Yeah, I kind of figured. Anyway, yeah, Chronos is working on this very ambitious mod. Only got a demo out, but got distracted by all these other ideas. Like this mod is full of weird, quirky, and funny jokes and coding effects that didn't really have a place in the main mod, Doki Doki Rewind Replay. And so Chronos just sort of threw them all in here, but then like scope crept up and just got out of hand, and this mod actually got much bigger than it was originally intended. It was supposed to be a short throwaway thing to you know, get those ideas out of her head, so to speak. And she ended up hating this mod because it was distracting her from the mod that she actually wanted to be to be working on. And to Chronos' endless chagrin, this mod got so well received, it actually won an award. It was Mod of the Year for 2018 or 2019? I guess it was 2019 that this came out. My ADHD that I didn't really know was a thing at the time got the better of me, and this was intended to be a garbage can of relief. It was not, lol. Yeah. It was. It annoyed Chronos so much that when she posted this mod, the post title just says, "I made a thing, I hate it," and then the body of the post says, "Here you go, link," and that was it. Like she didn't even write the name of the mod there. It's colloquially within the DDLC modding community referred to as DDLC Abridged. The rest of this title, or How I Learned to Start Worrying and Love to Mod, isn't usually mentioned. The fact that the title goes behind the characters is kind of funny, particularly since it's obviously deliberate that it went behind Monica and Sairi, because we went in front of Yuri and Natsuki here, so it's not like this is an accident, which it just kind of makes it a little funny. I don't know, it's funny in my mind anyway. Yeah, this actual stream is a little. I mean, I'm kind of generally later than I I want to be. I meant to start the stream sooner, but I took a nap that went longer than I intended, so I was in a bit of a rush. I was kind of hungry but didn't have time to eat. I said, figure whatever. I'm gonna snack during the next ad break, which is coming up in 40 minutes. Let's get this thing started. Oh yeah, if I hit low game, this is another thing. Yep, just the one. There's only one save game, which is interesting choice. More on that later. Let's just hit new game so I can. Please enter a strikeout text, your name, some text. Twermuse? Question mark? I can't put a question mark. Okay. Titles a reference above the age bracket of most DDLC fans. Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Based on I believe there's a movie called How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Which I haven't seen, so I can't really comment on. Dr. Strangelove, thank you. That's I was drawing a blank in the title. Anyway, let's start this thing. Here we go. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is... question mark? In the hell? What's going already is like, what's going on here? Like obviously these are the first lines from the beginning of the original game. And we got Monica with a new expression, which is obviously not from the original game. Riding the nuke, yes, that's the classic meme-worthy image from that. The guy who's riding a bomb as it's being dropped out of the plane. Got that conceal already? Yeah, I know. It's a classic. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Did you not install this right or something? Who are you? I'm Monica, dumbass. Name tags updated. The name says dumbass. James Earl Jones is in that movie too. Very cool. Very cool. I probably best known for the voice of Darth Vader. Although I'm sure he's done lots of other stuff. I think he's a Shakespearean actor at one time. Not that I'm super familiar with his stuff or anything. Anyway. Oh, hey, Monica, what's up? Question mark? They show up? Yeah, they show up here too. So Monica is and Sairi is I got it. Anyway. I overslept again. Sairi, shut up. We're not doing that script. We're not? Then why are we starting there? Question mark. Because dumbass here didn't start with the right script. Oh, why'd you do that, dumbass? Sorry, force of habit. I'll try again. Once upon a time, there was a person. And the first half-ish of the mod was written with the other posing tool. My frustration at dealing with it resulted in me making the mood posing tool. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. There was I believe Agent Gold was the author of another tool for working with the posing in DDLC. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah, this thing just heck for MPT. Yeah, even in darkness there is light. Casey Carter. Sure. But yeah. Yeah, man, I'd forgotten about that whole thing. I don't even remember what the other tool was called. But yeah, it had a weird system to it. The layered imaging system that MPT works with is arguably highly superior. Oh no, I forgot about my 10-minute depression manifesto crap. I always hate this thing. So, I think I can't remember the one either. The name? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I do recall this bit here. This bit's a little long. Let's go. Once upon a time, there was a person This person had scant few particularly notable attributes about themselves, or at least they felt like they did. You see, they actually had accomplished various things throughout their life, quote, commendable, unquote, things, to be sure. They had graduated high school, despite all the trials and tribulations that come with even surviving it. They had gone to and graduated from college and managed to do so in a way that didn't leave an enormous loan hanging over their head for the rest of their life. They had found a woman that they fell in love with and married, despite being almost completely inexperienced with the entire concept of dating or being desirable. Oh dear, this might be a deep cut here. I'm just going through this and recall. It's been a long time since I saw any of this. Yeah, because this originally came out. I'm pretty sure it was 2019 when this came out, and Afro Zero did his playthrough of it. Yeah, so I haven't actually played this. Just watched the stream sort of secondhand. Yeah, there's some probably some uncomfortable stuff with this. So let's go. I mean, uncomfortable for the mod author. They even had a child with her who was a beautiful ball of happiness, but it felt like none of these things were reason to celebrate or would even register as being particularly notable attributes about themselves. For you see, this particular person had depression. So life situation update, everything is worse than my life. Heh heh heh. Yes. That's kind of why I was like, this might be uncomfortable for the mod author. Deep cut stuff here, sorry. Even 2026 life still doesn't improve. Where's the lie? I mean, I can't say I'm better off than I was back in 2019 either. Man, it's been 7 years. What the heck? What the heck have I been doing with my life? What the heck has everyone been doing with their lives? What the heck has been happening with the world? It is what it is. Yes. Anyway, this particular person had depression. This is not the singular aspect to their existence, not by any stretch, but it is of particular note for this story due to how deeply rooted within the person's being it was. This person was not particularly unintelligent or oblivious. They tried their hardest to, at the very least, be more aware of their existence and how their daily life fit into it, and adjust their behavior and thoughts accordingly, attempting to learn everything they could in the process. But when starting a life of learning, of experiences, of actions, of emotions, every single possible thing that can affect that person, be it even a small thing, can radically alter the direction their life takes. Yeah, Kizukarter, yeah. I got divorced and started transitioning along with too many other things to dump into the Twitch chat at the moment. Yeah, Kizukarter has gone, aka Chronos, has gone through some changes. Yes, the aforementioned wife listed here is... I'm not going to say is no more, because that sounds like she died or something. No, but it's yeah, life changes, indeed, including transitioning genders, which is probably the reason why this ramble here is speaking in with gender gender neutral pronouns, because pronouns may have been in flux at the time of this writing here. Yeah, so 7 years, thumbs up. Sorry to hear that. It is what it is. I'll try to dump more later. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, depression is not a small thing. It colored all of their thoughts and made their emotions feel like they were someone else's, and it formed their looks, their mood, their thoughts. Their very life was molded and shaped according to these feelings. Not even their attention was their own, as it would frequently wander and focus on things that they didn't want it to. They would frequently start projects and then get easily frustrated with them and drop them. Their life was a trail of many half-hearted attempts at ambition, discarded for whatever reason that felt less frustrating at the time. Oh, man. Yeah, again, deep cut, etc., because this is kind of... because Chronos did eventually end up dropping the rewind replay mod, i.e. the mod that she actually wanted to be working on. And I do believe this was a very painful decision for her. Sorry for opening old wounds, etc. But yeah, yeah, I've been reading into mental health lately. Cool, always good to read into. Lots of information on that out there. I specifically when I released my anti-suicide PSA. Sorry says no to suicide. I included book references to two books, Feeling Good by David Burns and The Mindful Way Through Depression, both of which are very good books about mental health, about breaking the feedback loop that goes on in your head, which causes depression to perpetuate itself, and any other mood disorder. Like, it works for anxiety disorders and similar too. If I was ever to update / redo this mod, the first thing I do is rework this part to be all of about 6 seconds and just get the hell on with it. Yeah. I mean, in terms of narrative pacing, I'm going to say this does drag a bit, but it's your personal project, so like, it could be part of the joke or the bit that it drags so soon after the start of what is otherwise a joke mod. It is a rather curious choice to put this little life story right at the beginning of the joke mod. A bit of presumably intentional tonal whiplash here. Anyway, moving right along. Life is a trail of many half-hearted attempts at ambition discarded for whatever reason that felt less frustrating at the time. They were fortunate to realize early on in their life that they tended to get angry quickly and lash out in response to things in unacceptable ways. I mean, so you say, Chronos. I in all the time that I've only basically all my interactions with you have been online, but I suppose exchanging messages in text, if you're able to hide the expressions of anger. I don't know. You don't strike me as being an angry person, is what I'm getting at. So I'll take your word for it, I guess. Mine wasn't exactly good either. Not sure which part you're referring to. I need to pay close attention to chat, I guess. This is my mindset back then. I was effing wrong to do this, guy. Yeah. I mean, yeah. What, like this? I mean, I can't speak for Chronos. I know Chronos is it's one of those things, like, with the benefit of hindsight, we can recognize that Chronos was going through some shit at the time. Like, yes, the divorce happened shortly after. Also, the transition happened shortly after this mod was released. But those didn't it just come out of nowhere. Like, there was stuff going on at the time. I have heard it said that when it comes to creative projects that you're close to, that you're basing on that you're basing on, like, difficult emotional situations or whatever. I have heard it said. I don't know how much wisdom is in it, but I've heard it said that if you're going to base your creative projects on your stuff you're going through, make sure it's stuff that you've already gone through and you're done with and you're over it, rather than stuff you are currently going through. Because that's if you're dealing with emotions that you haven't processed yet, it's going to come out weird, and you're going to make a product which you might have difficulty relating to later. I am/was very good at burying my emotions. It got me to that point in my life, but caused serious emotional/mental problems as a result. Yeah, they'll do that. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, no, that's. I have my own share of mental health troubles. So yes, relatable. I mean, not on a level of struggling with, like things like gender dysphoria or a divorce, but I have my own struggles. um, yeah, I'm actually in a really uncomfortable stretch of being unemployed, which is actually it's actually the longest stretch of unemployment in my adult life. Yay! I'm at a point where I might have to go back to working at Walmart, which I would hate, but hopefully I'll find something soon. We'll see. It's I'm going through a rough time too. I'm trying to smile through it, but it's not great. I like to understate things. I like to jokingly understate things by saying this isn't the greatest. That this is truly not the greatest. uh, So we're not trying to slow this down too much. Oh, I slow things down plenty. People who watch my streams, I'm known for the Tormuse Tangents trademark. For legal reasons, not actually trademarked. I just had the word trademark for the alliteration. But I have a tendency to just go off on tangents and ramble about whatever. I have a head full of trivia. And also, some autism and ADHD, which kind of comes out as me just rambling about whatever comes to mind. And sometimes odd things come to mind. And I just like to info dump. That's how I roll. Yeah, sorry. Fortunately, free of my mind trying to put me down. That's cool. That is a good place to be. Very cool, Slayer Rabbit. Should hope you can get better. I sure hope so too. And same to you, for that matter. Canadian politeness in effect. Yeah. Get better than that. I mean, yeah. Walmart. I didn't know they had those in Canada. Thought U.S. had them. Yeah. I mean, I think that there are plenty of countries around the world that have Walmarts. Yes, it is a predominantly American chain. I think a lot of other countries, particularly European countries, have fewer Walmarts because they don't have as many exploitative policies that Walmart can use to gouge customers and employees alike. Walmart cuts so many corners that their logo should be a circle. Like they're kind of an evil company, which is part of why I don't want to go back to working there. I mean, if anything, if I do go back to retail, it should probably be something other than Walmart, at least. But I did work there for an uncomfortably long time back in the day. It's been a while. When did I last work there? I think, yeah, I quit in 2017. It's been almost 10 years since I worked at Walmart. That's kind of cool to be able to say. But I want to, would prefer to not work there. They're the multi-billion-dollar recession-proof company, which is kind of destructive to the landscape, the business landscape. I don't know. Yay, capitalism, whatever. Anyway, falling behind the chat here. It's awkward to read through chat. Negative Zero at least has, like, I mean, you can see that their name shows up as green on the overlay, but all of them show up blue here. On the chat readout here for some reason. I think if I refresh this, I'm kind of afraid to hit the reload button. Okay, I'm gonna at least catch up before I reload it. If I reload the page, it might reset the colors. I know. Like, if you specify color in your profile, it locks in your name color, but otherwise it randomizes the name color. And funnily enough, I think Kizzy Carter and Slay Rabbit both picked blue, and -0 hasn't picked a color. Anyway, that's my ADHD brain rambling again. First thing we have, Walmart is probably Tesco. Yeah, they're in Canada. I've been to one. Yeah, Tesco, I like that place. Britain doesn't have a ton of American franchise here. Probably for the best. Yeah. Till someone comes into power and says yes. Yeah. Well, it tries to make you feel like it's a family and that you're a part of it. ... Which they then leverage to get you to do stuff for them. Yep. As employment. Yep. Yes, true. That is true. Yeah, I know about places like Blockbuster, Sears, and Kmart. Blockbuster that's one that hasn't not been around for a while. They went into business like something like 20 years ago. Sears and Kmart, are they still around? I haven't heard of Kmart in a long time. I know. Yeah. Anyway, set my name to blue on purpose. I think. Yeah. Like places that are dead now. Haha. Yeah. Kmart did the whole blue light special. Sears/Kmart dead. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm a bad capitalist or something. I was like, did Sears and Kmart go to business? Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, the last time I saw a Sears or Kmart, like, I feel like I saw a Sears relatively recently, but Kmart that's a name I have not heard in a long time. Like, I know for sure Blockbuster went into business because there was a Blockbuster that was close to where I lived that I went to on a regular basis when I was a kid, and that's long gone. Sears, can't remember what Sears did. I think they were a department store. Yeah, go to details here, like far too much detail. Yeah, here's like the mall before malls existed. Yeah. Okay. Kind of general department store. Okay, I'm going to refresh this page here for the Twitch Stream Manager. See if it at least resets -0's colors. There you go. Okay. Yeah, now -0 is shown in orange here. They're still going to show up green in the overlay because that number it's already made its choice. Strange that a print knows much about a vector relay talks. Sure. Anyway. Let's get on with this mod here. Let's get through the most depressing talk here. Realize quickly realized they had to get angry, quickly, and lash out in response to things in unacceptable ways. This is not who the person wanted to be. They wanted to be a good person who was nice and helpful and could be relied on. I think you've been pretty good on that front there, Casey Carter / Chronos. Haven't done any. I mean, I know you're really hard on yourself. You're saying, you have a habit of going, oh, I promised I would do that. Oh no, I didn't do the thing. And yeah, I mean, depression will do that. It wreaks havoc on your executive dysfunction. Like, you can have it in your head, okay, I'm going to do the thing, and then not do the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I've had no reason to complain about your ability to be good and nice and helpful. So I just want to put that out there. It's I know that the depression is going to make you beat yourself up. I do the same. That's how it goes. But yeah. Sorry, we keep leaking our culture everywhere. Yeah, manifestos of USA. No. Yeah. It's usually because I go down more rabbit holes than Alter. Yeah. Actually, is actually not proud of his country at the moment. I mean, yeah, I give a wary. I mean, with all due respect to America and Americans, I give a wary side eye to people who are proud of their country at this time. Like, sorry to say, your current leadership is actively making themselves the bad guys in the world, and is like absolutely alienating every country on the world, basically, and just, except for fascist dictatorships. Trump is very fond of fascist dictatorships. As is keen on cozying up to the likes of Putin and Orban in Hungary, and Putin in Russia, Orban in Hungary. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the leader in China. Sorry that hopefully that doesn't come across as racist or anything. Is it GZ? I'm not sure. But yeah, basically, he's actively destroying the goodwill between the U.S. and like every other nation, every other more civilized nation. I guess I don't know what. Something common. Britain's went to the dogs. Yeah, I've heard Britain's situation isn't great either. Not even effective bad guys, exceptionally stupid ones. Yes, that is true. You can look at Trump's lineup of all the people that he's picked, for his cabinet in various positions, and they're like grossly incompetent. They're just really bad at their jobs. I like, don't get me started like rattling off the list of complaints about them one by one, because I can. But it's like he appoints people who are best at sucking up to him. Like anyone who is willing to debase himself enough to like praise him endlessly, get whatever position they want. And every one of the televised or publicized cabinet meetings or whatever term they are for Trump's team, it's pathetic watching them grovel over him and just bury him in praises and say how much they love him and how great he is, yada yada yada, and it's endless, and it is so pathetic. Like, they're pathetic for doing it, and he's pathetic for eating it up so readily. And it's been said that like his policies are based on whoever praised him last, basically, which contributes. Don't get me. I'm gonna. This is going to turn into a really long ramble if I start on this. I can complain about the Trump administration endlessly. The incompetence wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the also outright abject cruelty. They are hurting a lot of people, a lot of innocent people. Like what with ICE cracking down on supposedly on immigrants, but they don't really care. He's made it clear he intends to expand it to whoever he feels like. They're killing people in the streets and getting away with it, and everyone up to the top, including Trump himself, is exonerating. Talking about people like Nicole Renee Good and Alex Preddy. There are others. Again, that's another list I can go on. Those are the two most high-profile ones. And it's kind of like the fact that they're so willing to just bald-facedly lie and say these people are terrorists and criminals when there's abundant video footage, and like the entire world is seeing that you just gunned down an innocent person in public in broad daylight, and you're trying to excuse it. And it just shows there are no limits to their, frankly, their depravity, their. Can I use the word evil? Evil is a human construct. I should catch up on chat before I go on any further. I'm trans, so they're also trying to kill me and others too. Yes, very much anti-trans. They're very big. I've complained about this at length on this channel. Longtime viewers will be very familiar with my complaints about the whole Republican freaking culture war that they're pressing. They're really big on their anti-immigrant thing, their anti-trans thing, anti-LGBT in general, but particularly anti-trans. Anyway, it's not the same country that stood up to Hitler when we were being bombed on a nightly basis. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going back to World War II history. I mean, the U.S. didn't even join World War II until they were personally attacked. The U.S. was content to stay out of it. In fact, there were plenty of people who supported Hitler in the U.S. back in the day, and they're still around. Trump has emboldened some of them. Then you get the whole Charlottesville thing when there were crowds of Americans who were actively waving Nazi flags, swastikas and all, declaring Nazi ideology. They're still around. Sadly, the U.S. did not deal with the Nazis in their own country as effectively as ones in Germany. Germany has been really big on cracking down on Nazis, and swastikas are absolutely banned there for one thing. They've actually become really progressive compared to much of the world. And they have also had an unfortunate backward slide. There is actually a new Nazi party there. They don't call themselves a Nazi party, but they're Nazis all but in name. That have gotten some traction. Elon Musk actually actively supported them at the last German election. Also, am I gonna get myself? Am I putting myself on some list by by just speaking out against all the Nazi rhetoric here? I don't know. I should let me just catch up on chat here before I go on another tangent within a tangent here. Don't get why people are hell bent on hating transgenders. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it. It's all bullshit. The reason behind it is bullshit. That's a whole other thing. I can go on another whole tangent going on about the stupidity of gender roles. Just because this is already going on too long, I'm just gonna say, gender roles are dumb. Do whatever you want, as long as it isn't hurting people. This whole notion that girls have to do a certain thing because they're girls and boys have to do a certain thing because they're boys is bullshit. Do whatever makes you happy, if making you happy, if transitioning to another gender makes you happy, great, do that too. Or, wearing what you like, doing what you like, engaging in whatever hobby you like. If it wasn't for gender roles, there were a lot of things I would have liked to do in my childhood that I wasn't allowed to do because that's not for boys. Anyway, I'm going on too long with this. Yeah, same with homosexuality. Just don't get it. Yep, true. We're destroyed at this point. The last 80 years of diplomacy effing gone. I don't think we'll ever get back to where we were before the administration. Oh yeah. This is gonna ramble on too long, but very briefly, Canada. I am very pleased with how Canada came together and elected Mark Carney. I've talked about this before. He is very, very abundantly clear that he was elected because of his anti-Trump stance. You see the polls and the numbers for the Liberal Party were going. They were on a downward trajectory, and then Trump got elected, and they went whoop, and there's another contributing factor. Justin Trudeau was making himself unpopular, our former prime minister, and then Mark Carney took over. It took with his very anti-Trump stance, and after Trump got elected, and then the polls went whoop. It was just huge spike in support for the Liberal Party here in Canada, because Canada collectively looked at what Trump was doing and went, hell no, we don't want that, because the Conservative Party in Canada, run by Pierre Poilievre, I'm probably saying it wrong. It's a French name. I'm a long ways away from my French immersion classes from 40 years ago. But yeah, he was Poilievre is one of those people who absolutely sucks up to Trump and completely was on board with the whole culture war bullshit. And like I was scared that we were going to suffer under his leadership. And you know, I as much as I think patriotism is overrated, I'm pretty pleased with my country for coming together. And it's like, because it's like the fact that Trump got elected twice, despite all the shit that he's done, it's sort of a sign like, wow, does this mean that nobody cares? Like nobody cares about like the fascism and the open like racism, transphobia, and just all the blatant evil that he and his administration have gotten up to. Like it wasn't bad enough the first time around when hundreds of thousands of people died because of of his poor handling of the whole COVID situation. For one thing, like, and yes, I'm not saying that every single death can be attributed to him. But you know, people are going to die regardless. But a lot more people died than had to because of his poor handling of it. It's like he just openly claimed this is going to go away on its own. Don't worry about it. So people didn't take precautions, you know. And he turned the whole like COVID preparedness into a political thing, massive air quotes. And yes, a lot of people died as a result of that. What, man, how did I get to this topic? What did I? Where was I going with this? Yeah. Basically, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I just wanted to finish that thought. Like, I was feeling really disillusioned about politics. That, like, holy crap, the whole world doesn't care. Everyone's just letting everything go to shit. And seeing Mark Carney make such a turnaround in the polls and get elected is heartening. Honestly, it shows that there's a significant number of people out there who still do care, and that's really cool. I appreciate that. That's something I think can make me say I'm proud to be Canadian. Like as much as I say patriotism is overrated, you know, because patriotism has an unfortunate history of making people do horrible things throughout human history. But the less about that, the better. I'm going to try to continue catching up. There's more messages here, and I'm falling further and further behind the more I go on these term-used tangents. Apologies. I'll get to them. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be playing a mod here. I'll get back to the mod soon. Land of the free, isn't that America's whole deal? I mean, that's what how they build themselves. It's supposed to be, yeah. Abridged. Oh, hey, the computer cake here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Abridged. I love this one. Yeah. Sorry, we got bogged down in politics talk. We'll get back to the funny joke mod soon. I swear. My only slim hope is that the actual American public really hates them and everything they are doing, but I don't have any faith that Democrats will go full scorched earth in the way that they need to. Yes, and that's the other part of the frustration. It's not just that the Republicans are doing evil and people don't seem to care about it. Is that the people who should be opposing them are not opposing them? Like it's a two-party system, and the Democrats are not just dropping the ball; they're throwing the ball away with great force. You know, they're frequently going along with what the Republican Party are doing, Trump and his Republican Party, and either going along with it or not objecting enough as much as they should, or otherwise just being really ineffectual. Which contributes to the overwhelming feeling of people don't care, because the people who should be opposing this aren't doing anything about it. Like even if they just, you know, I'm just going to go back to, okay, let's just go back to reading chat here. I'm just going to depress myself. In regards to homophobia, I'm still disgusted with what happened to Alan Turing. He did so much for the war effort, and my government treated him like a criminal because he is homosexual. Yes. Yes, indeed. Famous case, Alan Turing. He's, considered the father of, computer programming in a lot of respects. He did a lot for, he contributed a lot to humanity in general a lot, and also was good at cracking codes, like enemy codes during World War II, and yeah, he got jailed and horribly punished, including chemical castration, because for the crime of being gay, because being gay was illegal at that time. Like all of his accomplishments, everything he did for humanity didn't matter in the eyes of the bigots in charge of those laws. Oh, we got an ad break coming up in 5 minutes. Okay, let's see if I can at least catch up with chat. I was gonna say I want to at least get through this whole depressing bit at the beginning. But at least I want to catch up on chat before the ad break starts. Anyway. You're asking if successfully maybe want to go back to my cringy wall of moaning wall. Fantastic. The fact that things like expanding the Supreme Court and similar talking points are becoming more common is that slim glimmer of hope. Was this Tormu's trans ally? Excellent. Well, I do my best. I mean, I'm cisgender myself, and also heterosexual, but I want to be an ally to the parts of the whole LGBT umbrella that I'm not part of, and I want to be one of the good ones, one of the good allies. I don't want to be the sort of person who pats themselves on the back for being such a good ally and not actually help and maybe actually make things worse in their eagerness to like virtue signal or whatever. But it's wait, Ramad, yeah. I got the reference. I got the club meeting reference there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna move on. Internal screaming intensifies. Yeah, and Dabble Graves here. Welcome to stream. How's it going? Looks at timer. Looks at mod where we currently are for 50 minutes in. Listens to what's being talked about. Yes, I mean that's how these things go. Sorry, Diablo. Shut up, Graves. You're gay to it. I mean, you've been to my streams, Diablo Graves. You know what I'm about. Those are just kind of fascinated as to how we got here. These things happen. These things happen. This is Tormu's stream. I just get derailed, and then derailed again, and derailed again. My anguish apparently, yeah. Don't worry, he's getting through the comments, yeah. Didn't vote for him, yeah. Millions of people cared, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. Sorry, I'm sorry if I came across like I was saying that no Americans care about what's happening in their country, and there are Americans who care. It's just that, like, to an outside observer who just looks at the politics that's publicized, like from Republican and Democratic parties, and there is sort of an overwhelming feeling of people don't care. And you know what? There are evil people in power who are counting on people to think that people don't care. They want you to think that no one cares. But you know what? There are people who care. You can find them. Organize. I don't. It is like talk to neighbors, like it's build community. It's good to talk to people and get people on the same page with, hey, the way things are is pretty shitty. We need to do better. We need to put people in charge who are willing to do better. I don't want to paint all of America with the same brush and say, none of them care. They're all evil people going on with this fascist autocracy, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, 1 minute and 8 seconds to ad break. Okay, let's power through the chat cons here. Don't vote for government. Can't vote when you don't trust them. Just unfortunately, millions of people who also either easily brainwashed, don't care, or openly assholes. True. Well, I think it's right. No, it's not your fault. I do it on my own. And there's a bot in chat. I just banned that bot. Bye-bye. Anyway, I gotta go get dinner, so I'll be back a bit later. I can play the stream in the car, but I won't be able to respond for a while. Okay, see you in a bit, Diablo. Father computer programming. He's why we are here. Why we are here today. Indeed. Yeah, he's Alan Turing. Yeah, his name is where the Turing test comes from. The famous, admittedly flawed test for AI, but maybe I'll get more on that later. This is a DDLC to socio-political commentary pipeline they all warned us about. And I'm caught up with chat. Hey, neat. So I can briefly say, yeah, Turing test. You know what? I'll talk about the Turing test when we get back from the ad break. Ad break is imminent. I'll be right back. And back again. Sorry, hastily stuffing food in my face during the break. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I actually, nom nom indeed. Yeah, yeah, I actually caught up with chat before the ad break started. Imagine that. But I did want to comment about Alan Turing briefly, or the Turing test, rather. Yeah, because Alan Turing, it was very ahead of his time in a lot of ways, and he predicted the advance of AI. Well, he didn't predict it in its current stupid form. He predicted this notion that eventually people would build computers that were intelligent and and could converse normally as though they were people, and he conceived of the Turing test, which was a test to see if the computer could fool people into thinking it was a real person. And there's a very amusing presentation which I heard about anecdotally. There was some, I think it was a university professor who pointed out the flaws in the Turing test, or the concept of the Turing test, because he had a pencil which he stuck googly eyes on and said, this is Mr. Pencil. He'll be helping me teach this class, and went on for a bit, imitating Mr. Pencil voice. This is Mr. Pencil, and then he snapped it in half, and then half of this class gasped in horror, and he said, "See, this is why the Turing test doesn't work, because people will." People will get emotionally attached to inanimate objects as if they're people. This is something that is clearly an inanimate object. This is a friggin' pencil, and you're horrified at me breaking it. Come on, and that's kind of proved true. There are certain people who get really uncomfortably overly attached to their their AI, yeah, it's truly ahead of its time. Yeah, you hear about things like AI girlfriends or whatnot, or people who are just easily fooled by AI assistants, or unable to spot the AI generated whatever. AI slop, as it's sometimes called. It's don't get me wrong. Calling it AI is kind of a misnomer in the first place. It's people within the field usually refer to it as machine learning, but while there have been impressive advances in machine learning, it still makes mistakes constantly. It is very much not reliable. And it's also just very environmentally unfriendly. Don't get me started on that. It has problems. It has a lot of problems. But the fact that certain people are unable to distinguish between reality and the AI slop is sort of acts as proof of the failure of the concept of the Turing test, is what I was getting at. Shame we didn't live longer. Yeah. Sadly, after Alan Turing was jailed and castrated for the crime of being gay, he did commit suicide. He didn't want to live in a world with such cruelty, and who can blame him, really? I mean, I shouldn't say that. That's horrible. I'm not endorsing suicide. There's things can get better. I did try to put a hopeful message in my earlier rambling rant, as much as it was as I was Things can get better, even if it doesn't feel like they do. They can. Depression has a way of making itself feel like those feelings are going to last forever. That's part of why it's so pervasive as a mental health problem, because it reinforces itself. But things can get better. That is a sentiment which is worth expressing, even if it feels or sounds cliche. I hesitate to say the phrase "it gets better" is overused. I don't think it can be overused. I think it's an important sentiment to get across, even if it feels like it's just words. Things can get better. It's important to hold on to that hope, because there are evil people in power who are counting on you to give up hope. Don't let them win. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Was that the saying from? I think that saying was used in The Handmaid's Tale. I think it might have come from somewhere else, though. Anyway. I need to catch up on chat again because I'm falling behind again. Irony is his work eventually. People getting attached to AI girlfriends or animals. Yeah. Not so much makes mistakes as produces outputs that people don't like for their use case. Well, I mean, I think it does both. It makes a lot of mistakes, though. Like, oh, don't get me started. The easiest way to spot the mistakes is to do a Google search for a topic that you know well and read the AI overview for it. It makes weird assertions that states them as fact. I've witnessed that happen a lot. Along those lines, I did hear that there are some countries, like in Europe, that are discussing making AI companies responsible if their AI whatever gives bad advice or like factually inaccurate information, which I think is pretty cool. Like, basically, if your bots lie, you might be criminally responsible for it. It would be cool if that could go into effect at least. It just. I mean, the AI experts, the people who are in charge of all the machine learning stuff, they say, oh well, sometimes it hallucinates. That doesn't make it better. I don't know. Like, it just makes stuff up. Like, it's so eager to come up with some answer. Like, it doesn't. For whatever reason, these things are programmed to never say I don't know. Like it's not allowed to say I don't know. It just makes up something that sounds plausible. But yeah. Sorry says no to suicide depth says what? Yeah, that's true. No matter how bad it gets, hold on to whatever hope you have, even this month's not. Yeah. I mean, an enabler for the tangents. Yes. Well, we're all enablers, I suppose. Generative AI produces output that states factually incorrect things, but it is not a mistake made by the AI. The AI does exactly what it was modeled to do. That's one way of framing it. I mean, potato. It comes out the same. It's saying things that are wrong. It's doing things that are wrong. AI has no real intent. It is a data model, therefore can't have some notion of mistake. Okay, yeah. You can parse it out like that, sure. Saying that the AI has some kind of intent is anthropomorphizing it, which, funnily enough, is maybe making me guilty of the stuff that I was talking about in the Turing test example. You're back to the mod now? Yeah, you're right. Let's get back to the mod. Where were we? We were in the middle of this depression rant. It was not who the person wanted to be. They wanted to be a good person who was nice and helpful and could be relied upon. So they pay attention to what caused them to be the person they didn't want to be. They realized that they could rein in their anger. Rein, R-E-I-G-N. Uh-oh. Typo. Proofreading instincts kicking in. That should be rain spelled R-E-I-N. They're homonyms. Or the rain spelled R-E-A-I-N. I was in like rains, like the pulling on the thing that guides the horse, like stop the horse, or rein R-E-I-G-N, which is like the reign of a ruler, some reigning over people. We're back to this thing I made. I regret everything now. Well, yeah, I'll take the mod. Definitely, yes, of course. I know. That's why I'm kind of laughing about it. It's like, I don't expect you to come back to this 7-year-old mod to correct that. It's just that I do a lot of proofreading. Most recently, I was doing the very, very, very long mod, club meetings. And the mod author there is, since it's still in active development, was very pleased that I was doing proofreading. So I was like, all right. So pleased that they were actually entered me in a draw. Like they were entering people in a draw to for finding typos and mistakes in the mod, and for a prize that they paid for, and I did win something. I'm drawing a blank. It was a Steam game they gifted me. Was it Return of Obra Dinn? No, it was Return of Obra Dinn is one that I need to get to at some point. I'm drawing a blank. I have to look at my Steam list to remember. You know what? Never mind. I've been getting too sidetracked here. This mod is honestly one of the best sounds I had from a visual novel. Oh yeah, Barrel laughs here. Club Meetings DLC, if it was bought by Netflix, in terms of length, yes, of course. Anyway, moving right along. They realized that they could rein in their anger by suppressing their emotions in general. This resulted in them turning cold and mostly isolating themselves. They always assumed that they were bad at everything, so they constantly belittled themselves and their efforts to remind themselves that they needed to do better. They felt they were disgusting, that they were a hideous person who could not ever possibly be loved by anyone, and so they showed very little concern for their own well-being other than a basic standard of non-offensive hygiene. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Chronos. Depression has that effect. Self-loathing included. I've been there. Oh dear. Anyway, all in all, these affected the person greatly, but most of these symptoms could be dealt with, could be counteracted, could be engaged with to lessen their impact. They thought of death, and more specifically, how they could die, and what would be required to do so literally every day. This got real dark, man. I have a mod to refer to you. Sayre says no to suicide. It's my anti-suicide PSA, which came out around the same time as this, now that come to think of it. That was also 2019. Which of these came out first? I think Sayre says no to suicide came out before this one did. Wonder if I was thinking about body dysmorphia by now. Total mystery, clearly. Yeah. Anyway, these thoughts were not active. The person desired to have them at all and would have rather not dealt with them, but these thoughts were persistent. Regardless of the person's mood or desires or activities, the thoughts were always invaded every day as far back as they could remember. This was especially troubling that this person had a memory spanning their entire life, intermittently interrupted by how to end it at nearly any point in their existence. Content warning for suicide talk, I guess. Don't do it. Help is available. Even if you have to go to a hospital emergency room and to let them know that you're thinking of self-harm or suicide, that they'll take it seriously and get you some help. And I know there are all kinds of stigmas associated with mental health, and there might be problems with that depending on where you live. So getting help for this sort of thing can be troublesome, even with the going to the emergency room route. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, don't let how you feel in one moment define how your life ends, because feelings come and go all the time. That's not going to get through to everyone, because again, depression is a feedback loop in the brain. The thoughts and feelings reinforce themselves the longer they go round and round in there. You got to break the cycle. Sometimes you have to just find something to do to distract yourself until the bad feelings pass. Whether it's some kind of enjoyable activity, or physical exercise or chores or whatever. I mean, finding the wherewithal to get off your butt and do stuff is part of the problem, because that's part of the feedback loop. The negative feelings contribute to the executive dysfunction, the inability to get off your butt and do things. It's a whole thing. But yeah, it's good to have coping mechanisms in place to stop them from spiraling to this point where you're thinking of ending yourself. It is valuable and important, I think, to keep in mind that that saying, it gets better, or it can get better. Depression makes you feel like it can't get better. That's people who are the people who do go through with it and end themselves do so because they feel like they can't get better. And it's important to remember and believe that it can get better, even when it feels like it can't. Because there are still people out there who care, even if it doesn't feel like it. I just think it's worth mentioning that, and worth remembering that, and worth putting that notion out there. Don't remember which one was first. Yeah, probably. It was probably Cyrus, SSNTS. Cyrus says no to suicide. The bit headspace back then. Yeah. Haha, I was yelling at my radio. Cyrus says no, damn it, reviews. Yeah. Yeah. Things were bad. Yeah. Things weren't the greatest. Yeah. There's always people. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's get through this the depressing part, and let's get back to the funny. Here we go. Moving on. At any point in their existence, or rather, it should have been troubling. This sort of ideation would, in most circumstances, necessitate intervention so as to reduce or eliminate the troubling thoughts. What made these symptoms most insidious, however, was that it never occurred to the person as something that was out of the ordinary. Oh dear. They went from day to day, never expressing that these thoughts existed or that they troubled them, because they assumed that everyone had these same thoughts and that they were normal. So they just ignored them for decades. But even though they thought they were ignoring them and that they were normal things, they still affected them. The things they achieved felt like things that merely happened to them, and that their life was drifting in directions without any input on their part. Yeah, that's another part of the feedback loop that happens in depression. The immediate downplaying of achievements. Making it, when you actually achieve something which should make you happy, the tendency to downplay it, oh, that wasn't a big deal or whatever, or it just happened to me, it wasn't because of anything I did, yada yada. And sort of cheating yourself out of the things that could make you happy potentially. MDD, or major depressive disorder, is a really bad form in terms of what it does. Yeah. Downplaying things that should make you happy, such as making an award-winning mod and despising it. Yeah, could be. That could be an example of it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Anyway. As the pressures of being an adult weighed more and more heavily on them, the symptoms got worse. In the lead up to the birth of their first child, these thoughts would become more and more prevalent and more intense. They struggled at their job, their attention started to waver enough to become a problem. They struggled to understand why anyone would find them attractive, wondering if their friends and loved ones and their life really cared for them. Instantly, I'm gonna just put out there, everyone's beautiful. I'm just gonna say that. That's something I believe in strongly. I think everyone, I mean, different people like different people. It's self-defeating to put yourself down and assume, oh, I'm unattractive, etc. When there are people who find you attractive. It's like you don't have to be, I mean, you don't have to be a model or anything to be considered beautiful. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on. They struggled to remain the person they wanted to be, running into difficulties and being a good person. They struggled to stay alive. And they didn't understand how or why any of these feelings or emotions that they had intentionally spent most of their life suppressing and ignoring, locking away from others, were becoming so problematic, and how they could be so disruptive to their life. They simply did not understand what was wrong with them, only that something was wrong. ... And then some YouTubers did LPs of this stupid VN called VN novel, visual novel, called DDLC, which the person assumed was some crap for perverts that just want to ogle pretty anime girls. I have a feeling I know where this is going. If there's one thing I can say for mental health problems, they can GTFO, sure. Anyway. They watched the LPs, assuming their prejudices were going to be proven right. Instead, it gave them the words and self-reflection to understand what was wrong with their life. That's kind of cool. That's neat. I mean, it is interesting, this notion that Chronos struggled with the mental health issues on a level that they thought that the struggle itself was normal, quote, big air quotes, normal, and that DDLC was the first step in making them consider otherwise. That's kind of neat. DDLC by itself doesn't necessarily act as the best. I don't know. It doesn't really act as the best how-to guide in terms of dealing with depression, suicidal ideation, and other similar emotional struggles. But it at least acts as a starting point for starting a conversation about it, I guess you could say. I mean. Yeah, at the very least, it brings light to the fact that someone can appear perfectly fine from the outside, and actually be on the brink of ending themselves, like Sairi in the original game. DDLC helped me figure out that depression was really a thing. Yeah, because Sairi just talks about it openly in that one scene. Like, WTF, how is that? How it worked out, of course. For cases, seeing the problems that are a part of them. Yeah, it's made for entertainment, not for self-diagnosis. Well, yeah. Can we actually figure it out at least? Yeah, indirectly. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, self-reflection to understand what was wrong with their life. It also demonstrated that these stupid VN things were actually capable of being incredible storytelling devices. This stupid moe-as-hell visual novel managed to have a profound impact on their life, and even to this day, the person is still effing shocked by this. Yeah, I could say that. I'm still a little surprised to be taking part in the DDLC modding committee. I mean, I just released a mod as recently as like a week ago. After 9 years? Yeah, I mean, I first discovered the game back in 2017. It's like, what? How is this still a thing in my life? How is this hyperfixation lasted nearly a decade? What is this? Can point what was wrong. It was never a good idea to diagnose it. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, Regardless, they decided that they wanted to try and explore more of these visual novels. They decided to start making a mod for DDLC proper. They wanted to do many things with this mod, both on a personal levels and on professional levels. While they didn't want to make a perfect mod, they wanted to do the best possible job they could with the mod. It was that important to them. In short, they embarked on a project that was extremely important to them and would not let it wither and die like their other ambitions. Something something deep cut something something. Dot, dot, dot. Oh no, this didn't age well. this 8-year-old mod here. Right, it's strange considering DLC has gotten me to learn more, but I've promised a lot about the Necropia too. Yeah. Spoiler alert, I let it wither or die like my other ambitions. No! Yeah, sadly, Doki Doki Rewind Replay was cancelled and is only available in demo form. At least I got to use Monica's theme. I mean, after it was cancelled, Chronos did release the resources and assets using it. We got the MPT out of it, and that's helped a lot of people with modding. Very useful resource in making the most tedious part of modding a lot less tedious, while also granting a lot of versatility, which is really cool. And beyond that, also specifically Monica's theme, which was commissioned for the mod Doki Doki Rewind Replay, I reused that in Turquoise since it was released to the public. I was like, yeah, I gotta use that. It's a great song. I used that a couple times in that mod. Yeah, but I mean, divorce and transition 2024. Yeah, if only we didn't move into the 2020s. Yeah, most of the assets. Yeah, I still have some very graphic images of that Natsuki dad I never publicly released. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Ooh, never before seen content. That's out there. Should probably let people actually use this finally. Yeah. Been asking myself, yeah. The Natsuki Dad sprite is another thing that came out of this that has gotten a fair bit of use in the community. Made the art done by Soviet Spartan is the name of the artist. That was used in club meetings as well. So that came up. I considered using, the Natsuki Dad sprite in a hypothetical, excuse me, a hypothetical future Doki Doki Storm sequel, which I probably won't actually ever make. It's something I considered and partially wrote, but it's like at this point. My hyperfixation may have waned to the point where I don't think I can keep myself focused enough to make a multiple hours worth of mod. I don't think I can make something that ambitious. Maybe it's best if I stick to smaller projects, or better yet, maybe do something that is not a non-DDLC project. That could be cool. Maybe I can make something that could, actually make some money off or something. If I could, get my, get off my butt and find the wherewithal to actually get started on that. There was a time when I was chatting with like-minded friends. I think I'm okay to say that, Kizu Carter, Chronos was among them. We were kicking around ideas about a possible non-DDLC project that never really got off the ground. But it was a thing. Like, it's the kind of thing I feel like I'm sitting on a gold mine, because I've got talented friends, talented like-minded friends that I feel like I could make. I think together we could make something really cool if we could, get organized enough to actually work on and put something together. I don't know. Maybe we need to revive that idea. Something to think about. Something you could actually make money off of. That could be cool. Because DDLC projects necessarily must not be paid for. They have to be free. As per as per the intellectual property guidelines set up by Teenage Lovato, and also because it would just be rude to make money off of Dan Salvato's work when he did all the work for to make DDLC. Sorry, we're catching up on chat here. Asking myself, so to get some made for myself, yeah. Let's just say that you'd want to give another link to SSNTS with those assets. Oh, yikes. Oh, dear. That's right. That non-DDLC. Gasp. I know. Perish the thought. Are staying with us, right? Yeah, I still want to do that ultimately, but life just kind of got in the way constantly. Yeah. Diablo Graves, hey. Oh yeah, that reminds me, another YouTube channel was asking around for some good gaming LGBTQ plus content that's in small enough chunks to be completed in an hour or so, so I mentioned your bots as a possibility. Very cool, thank you. Hey, thank you very much, appreciate that. I seem to be known as the LGBT guy in the community, which is... I don't know, a little funny when I'm cisgender heterosexual myself. I'm not under the LGBT umbrella at all. I just it just sort of crept into my work. Like my first mod, True Literature Club, I didn't specifically set out to put LGBT content in it. But it just sort of happened in the process of writing. At some point, I'm like the idea popped into my head about what if I made Natsuki trans, and first I was like, no, that's awful. So people are going to hate it if I do that, and then I thought, well, why would they hate it? Maybe if they hate it, that's extra reason to do it. Just to spite them, just get some trans representation out there, because I had. Trans friends at the time. I mean, I still have trans friends who they don't get enough representation in media, and I thought it would be cool to have a story of a trans person who has a happy ending and isn't just there to be the butt of jokes or whatever. And then I also gave Monica a girlfriend, and then the girl, I guess it's, maybe I should spoil my mod too much, but basically I threw LGBT content in there, and it was better received than I expected, truth be told. Back in 2018 when I released it, I mean, there was some negative reaction. There always is to LGBT content, but I don't know. Somehow it just sort of became my thing to just slip LGBT content into my content. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool, I guess. I don't know. I actually got a DM recently from the author of a mod, an upcoming DDLC mod. It might be. I think it's upcoming. It might be out already, for all I know. Hopefully they got it out during Pride Month. But there's a mod called Homo Romantic, like Doki Doki Homo Romantic, I think is the full title, which is going to be about MC getting together with a guy, I think. Yeah, they messaged me out of the blue saying, hey, when this comes out, I'd love to get your input on it. And it's like, cool, hey, maybe I'll stream it. So seldom I get people, like, I don't even really stream DDLC content a whole lot. I mean, I did club meetings. That was my exception. Like, club meetings was worth streaming. That's a fantastic mod. It's a great mod. Go play it if you haven't. I mean, it's a time investment for sure, but it's very well put together. It never gets boring despite its length, except for the email sections, but you can skip over those safely. What was I saying? Something about LGBT content. Shoot, I had a point I was getting at, and now I'm drawing a blank. What I was saying. I mentioned homoromantic. Whatever. I'm going to catch up in chat. Honestly, I should probably actually get on it. I usually need to be kicked to get into gear. Probably actually get on it. Get on which part? Not sure. This Chronos tangent has gotten so derailed that I don't even. I'm not even sure. The joint project. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, we have the channel for it on my server. Can probably post something there. Anyway, really should. Yeah. Treasure Cup. That's an oldie. Yeah. Yeah, my first mod, which really shows its age. It's a flawed product. It's a product of its time. There's a lot I don't like about it, but there's also some things I do like about it. So I wouldn't completely write it off, but yeah, overall, not especially happy with it. Like, things that I'm most troubled with are, one, the fact that it does a retread of the original Act 1, the original Act 1 syndrome. I mean, it lets you skip the over the Act 1 content, but it does too much retread. I'm not fond of that, and it makes you do the poem minigame, which is kind of an exercise of utility. Like, it's in my mind, it served a purpose at the time, but ultimately it's really pointless. Don't like that. But most of all, there's the fact that Monica is the bad guy in that mod, and her bad actions, her abusive actions, are not properly framed as being bad, and I don't like that. I mean, I like her downward spiral. I like how insidious her decline from being openly friendly and polite and to outright hostility at the end. I do like the progression of that whole scene, that whole conversation, but I didn't properly frame her actions as bad, and that's sort of a blight on the mod as a whole. Like, one of my sometime friends, I guess. I mean, an individual that I have chatted with occasionally in the DDLC modding community, Ramagi, is very open in stating that they, I think he's a he, that True Literature Club is his least favorite mod because of Monica's abusive stuff not being properly framed. He says it's otherwise a good mod, and he sees that I had good intentions and stuff, but hates the mod for that aspect. And I look at it and go, yeah, you got a point. That wasn't good. I didn't like that. Oops. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Lessons were learned. Chance to not excuse the giveaway for me. Some male homosexuality. I don't think I've seen a mod touch that area. Yeah. The trade project. I consider I'm so guilty for doing that. Oh no. Repeat dialogue. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of mods, let's get back to the mod. I need to power through the depression talk so I can get to the actual funny parts of the funny mod. By the way, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this mod in today's stream session at the rate that I'm going. I'm like not even I'm 2 hours into the stream and 5 minutes into the mod. See, this is why this part sucks. Yeah, this part does drag. It drags. It obviously, I mean, it's overly long for what it does, and it also drags down the mood. It is arguably kind of a weird place to put it. I guess I'm not sure. I can't speak for you, Kizzy Carter. What you were going. I mean, I know you were going through some shit at the time you wrote this. For better, for worse, for whatever reason, this was part of your artistic vision to throw this, depression screed in 5 minutes into the comedy mod. I guess you just needed to get some stuff out there or something. Get it out of your head, so to speak. Maybe this was part of your therapy. The things people will do instead of actually going to therapy. You're pushing 2 hours to touch a story. I know. Like it still works out. Yeah. Intentionally made it drag, and hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's clear that the dragging was intentional. At some point, it becomes a bit that this is the part that's too long, and it's funny because it's too long. Also known as the Family Guy strategy. Yeah, but 2 hours for 5 minutes of mod isn't that far off from the norm. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I deserve that. I saw the drag is intentional. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yes, exactly. Anyway, moving on. And then they got stuck on a bunch of stupid effing ideas that didn't make sense to put in their mod, enough that it distracted them from working on the mod. So they decided to shit out those ideas into this pile of crap you're about to go through, simply so they can get back to focusing on what they actually wanted to effing work on. Holy shit, I've been working on this thing for more than a month. I want to be done with this within a weekend. F. And yeah. And I wanted to get through this opening monologue within 2 hours. Oops. Anyway, I'm done with this stupid thing now. Enjoy the shitpost. I didn't. Are you getting back to the mod now? Here we go. Here we go. Termies, there's MC. Good old MC. Boy, it sure would be nice to have some character development today. I've always wanted to be a fully fledged, deeply complex individual with numerous wants and desires weighing in on. Too bad, not today. Yep, that's our MC. Yeah. Looks at Dad making DDLC. Looks at Dad also having originally wanted to make a completely different story, and then DDLC happened. Yeah. 152 too. Yeah. Yeah, hey, it's entirely possible that Dan Silvato suffered from the same effects. Like, I mean, Dan hasn't been super open about his mental health struggles. I mean, he's at least mentioned that he has mental health struggles, and the fact that he was able to depict Sairi's depression so believably and so relatably, it makes it kind of obvious that he suffers from that, at least. He's also openly said that Doki Doki Literature Club is not a project that he expected to take off the way it did. Like, it became much bigger than he expected it to, and it's kind of took a life of its own. And in my, I'm not a mind reader or anything, but from what I've observed of him, in interviews and from his streams, he has a Twitch channel. He does streams occasionally. He hasn't done any streams in a while. I hope he's doing okay. But it's the message that I've gotten pretty loud and clear is that he doesn't want to work on DDLC stuff. He wants to work on other projects, but people keep hounding him about DDLC stuff, and that kind of weighs on his mental health too. Like, he has a rule on his Twitch streams that don't talk about DDLC here. If someone says, "Hey, I love DDLC," it says, "Yeah, thanks." He'll say, "Thanks for your support," and if they say anything else, he'll just ignore their chat messages. And because when he's streaming, he's there to stream whatever game he happens to be playing. and he'd rather he just conveys a general overall impression that he'd rather distance himself from DDLC. And I think the fact that the Easter egg thing from DDLC indicates that he wanted his other project to come out in 2018, and 8 years later, still nothing. Sadly, I don't know if he's actually still working on that other project. He's been, he's played that very close to the chest, so to speak. The notion that he's trying to distance himself from DDLC is undercut a little bit by other stuff. He released DDLC Plus, which made DDLC open to a wider audience. I think there are various reasons that he did that. Making it available to the console market, wanting to put out something which deals with mental health issues in a more effective way. Like, the DDLC Plus side stories are there to be like morality plus tales about dealing with emotional struggles in a maybe healthier way than the original DDLC did. I think he realized he had a platform, and then he could do something positive with it, and I think that's pretty cool of him. Even though he didn't really want to work on DDLC. And more recently, he announced that Sairi's canonical birthday is, I think it's May 12th, which just randomly came out of nowhere. It just makes an announcement on Twitter, happy birthday, Sairi. Like, okay. There didn't appear to be any reason for him to bring attention to DDLC, but there you go. But other than that, by all appearances, he wants to distance himself from DDLC and not and work on his other projects. I don't know. I don't want to ramble too much about this. I'm gonna catch on chat here. He doesn't go near any mods for good reasons. Oh yeah, he has abundant, very good reasons for not going anywhere near mods. Like, most basic is like for legal reasons, so no one can claim that he stole their ideas or something. he can legitimately claim, I didn't play those mods. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's that, the basic legal reason, and there's also the fact that there are hundreds of mods there. Like, he can't play them all. And he doesn't want to show favoritism to anyone. He's by only playing a handful of them, and having people be able to bill themselves as, oh, this the author of the mod that Dan Salvato played, because certain people would be really obnoxious about that. And another reason is that he. Oh hey, I can get 3 fingers up now. Sorry, this is novel for me because I broke my wrist last year and it's still not recovered 100%. I should be stretching my wrist while I'm while I'm rambling. But yeah, I wanted to finish rambling off those reasons. Yeah, so there's one, there's like possible legal reasons. 2. He doesn't want to show favoritism. 3, he stated that he has very clear ideas of what the characters are like in his mind, and if he reads dialogue that someone else wrote, he'll be constantly going, they wouldn't say that, she wouldn't say that. And it'll color his ability to play them. And the other reason for not getting involved in mods is, frankly, there's a lot of toxicity in the modding community, unfortunately. That's got to weigh on his mental health. I mean, and things like the, there's like more basic toxicity, like, the anti-LGBT stuff and the bigotry and stuff born of a community that's mostly made up of teenagers who are experiencing teenage angst, who aren't very good at picking their battles and rage against things that aren't worth raging against, and issues surrounding that. And then there's the whole like Carl debacle. The person who created the modding, the biggest modding community Discord server and subreddit, was making sexual advances on children in the community. That's a huge damper on any possible enjoyment out of interacting in the DDLC modding community, unfortunately. Even though there are plenty of good people there, that's kind of thing that weighs heavily on sticking around. There are plenty of people did depart the community in the wake of that incident, that information becoming public. Anyway, there's an ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That means another hour's lapsed. Darn it! I almost got to the start of the mod. Yeah. If I recall correctly, Dan does speedruns of Yoshi's Island or some other Yoshi game. Yes. Yeah. He's done a lot of streams on that. He's pretty active in the speedrunning community. Yoshi's Island is one that he plays a lot. But he's also big in like Mario Maker, and there's some ridiculous Mario mods out there that are designed to be like super obnoxiously difficult, where you're expected to die a million times before you can get through it. And he plays those sometimes, for fun, that kind of deal. And he also plays NetHack a fair bit. NetHack is a game from my childhood. It is the original roguelike. It's still in active development today, originally released back in the 80s. It's the one that uses ASCII art. I still play it sometimes. I've got a NetHack game going currently, actually. There's the June NetHack tournament is currently on. And I've been participating in that. NetHack is a game I'm very fond of. So seeing him play NetHack, I'm like in chat, absolutely geeking out, probably making myself very, very obnoxious to him. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I owe him an apology. He didn't. I asked him, "Is it okay if I do some backseating or offer some tips here?" Because I've been playing this game for 30 years. I've been playing this game longer than he's been alive, I think. Anyway, not much point of DLC is already complete. Yeah. I remember seeing him run on Games on Quick before as well. Cool. Saying, wow, he's a lot like us anyway. Can't fault him for just DDLC and moving on to other projects. Yes. Yeah, I've seen him. He's also done streams, like development streams for Magicore Anomala, which is his. He's making a side scroller game. I saw snapshots of that when he was working on it. Like he streamed himself working on it. And that looks cool. That's something to look forward to. It's a very retro game on the level that he's actually coding it in assembly. Very old computer language. He's making a game which conceivably could actually run on the Commodore 64. The kind of computer which predates Nintendo entirely. Nintendo didn't even exist back then. Anyway, the favoritism would be abused and hated by mothers and folks in the community. Oh yeah, these people who are scumbags. Yeah, 100% understandable. Yeah. Aware of the toxicity. I know the name Savage comes up a lot when that's mentioned. Yeah. Savage Central, another name. The less said about him, the better. Probably. Like, he got some absolutely undeserved fame when the YouTube algorithm, the inexplicable YouTube algorithm, picked up one of his videos and gave it something in the neighborhood of 200,000 views on a channel where nothing gets more than 1,000 views and frequently gets less than 100, basically. Like, he's just known for being a huge jerk. He's a bully who surrounded himself with bullies. He's just like, sometimes he'll go after acceptable targets. Like, he put a video out about going after, people like Carl, and so forth. But he's not picky. He'll go after the victims just as readily as the perpetrators. He just likes hurting people. He's an asshole. Again, less said about him, the better. Ad break is imminent. I'll get back to the actual mod soon. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. I gotta catch up on chat. Toxicity, I know the name Savage comes out. I read that. One more thing I wanted to add regarding Savage Central's name is that at one point, just to make sure people are aware of the depravity of his whole circle, his whole crew, is that his server is used as a staging ground for raiding a suicide prevention server because they thought it would be funny to get people to kill themselves, which is, excuse my language, it's a really fucked up thing to do. Sorry, I try to avoid using the F word of this channel, but I try not to swear, but it's just a sign of just how absolutely morally bankrupt Savage Central is, and anyone who follows him. But the reason I say the less said about him, the better, is he eats up the attention. Like, even people who hate him, that just gets him more traffic. So people who want to see him fling his poo around the monkey cage or whatever. He's just like I said, he's a bully who surrounded himself with bullies. He's just he's just better avoided. Anyway, moving on. F-sake, I almost forgot about that. What about the Savage stuff or the Carl stuff? Carl, Mary, Emerald, Dev, I think. Yep. Nanzira. Yep. Yep. The only names I know. Oh, okay. Well, there are more of them, unfortunately. These things come up from time to time. I was a moderator of the DDLC modding subreddit. The DDLC. I have a habit of saying the DDLC modding subreddit or the DDLC modding Discord. It's not like there's only one of them. They just happen to be the biggest ones. But I was moderator there for 3 years, so these things come up. It's a community which is dedicated to a story of teenagers, so it attracts a lot of teenagers, and therefore it attracts a lot of people who prey on teenagers. Unfortunately, it comes up sometimes that there are people making inappropriate sexual, adults who are making inappropriate sexual advances on minors who really shouldn't be doing that. And we will kick them out when we catch them. But like sometimes really prominent people are doing that. The fact that the creator of that Discord server and subreddit was one of the people doing that is really unfortunate. It absolutely cements that community as having this this reputation of, that's where all the pedos go, Anyway, like the names you listed, yep, those are on the list. As a moderator, I'm aware that the list is a lot longer than that. There are some names that aren't publicly known, but they weren't high profile enough people that they got publicly known. So it's a bit of a mess. It's these things happen, unfortunately. Good old Kaizo, lol. Thought Rogue was the original. Well, Rogue was Rogue. I don't. Can you call Rogue a rogue-like if it is itself Rogue? Incidentally, I have played Rogue itself. I played Rogue back in the 80s. It was one of the first video games we had in the household. Aside from like console games on the Atari, which is another console which predated Nintendo. Before they shit the bed with the ET game and went bankrupt. and Nintendo ended up dominating the landscape and changed changed the video game industry forever, and is a fascinating piece of video game corporate history. Anyway, or is NetHack and you are, for example. I suppose, I mean, NetHack is based directly on Rogue in that it borrows a lot of a lot of stuff that was used in Rogue, like it was used in NetHack, like the Amulet of Yendor, for a random example, or the idea of having the enemies represented by letters and the items you can pick up represented by punctuation marks. It's because it's all ASCII art. Like NetHack is directly directly based on Rogue. It was basically the first. Can I call it the first roguelike? I mean, I don't know. I have to do some internet trawling to figure out, because there are other roguelikes like Angband and Adom and I think Dwarf Fortress was also from that era. I haven't actually played that one. There are a lot of roguelikes they're like. The term roguelike is a very modern term. Like, even back in the 80s, when the first roguelikes were made, they weren't called roguelikes. That term did not exist yet. Yeah, I don't know. There are a bunch of them. Anyway. In assembly, for F's sake, does he want to give himself an aneurysm? And there's another like autocorrect things give me the correct spelling. Haha, yeah. I mean, I could understand using some inline assembly in a mostly C code base, but damn, yeah. What the hell? The Automod held a message. What's this? Actually, in his server for a couple of months. Okay, well, I can approve it. Where's the approve button? Hey, there's no. Oh. Held a message for a reason. Smart detection expired. Not posted chat. Oh no, I can't push the approve button on it now. It took I took too long to read chat. Shoot. Anyway, Slayer Rabbit said I'm actually in his server for a couple months before a mod banned me because I told them they were spamming an image saying R-slur. Okay, I guess the Automod caught that for the use of the R-slur, but I'm. I'm not sure which server. Are you referring to Savage's server? That could be a sign that I'm really behind in chat here. I better read these fast. That said, I could also see coding something fully in assembly to be a fun exercise. Yeah, I mean, that's the impression I get, that he's kind of doing partly as a fun exercise, partly because he, Dan Salvato, how old is he? He's not as old as I am. I know that much. He does have a certain fascination for retro stuff, like for stuff from before his time. And yeah, like the Commodore 64 era is one of those things. It's clearly before his time. But yeah, for whatever reason, he latched onto that and said, like, I really want to challenge myself to make this. Cool. I mean, we'll see how it goes. It'll be really neat to see what he makes of it. I only joined the server because Zero was in there, assuming they were chill. That's not usual. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Zero also infamously not chill. Anyway, I think in order for C++ compilers and linker to not do a better job, he'd need to be targeting very unique hardware. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to, in addition to being able to run on actual original ancient hardware, he is going to make it available, like, emulated, so that other people can play it too. We'll see how that works out. I've been complaining because I didn't want any involvement in any drama anyway, not since I was there when that shit with Sierra came out. Yeah. Just fun use of F word there, yes. Okay, I'd be glad to be away from them. Yeah. Carl stuff is specifically, yeah. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure what you meant by the first roguelike. Well, it makes more sense now. Yeah. Because it's the same area stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. I know some blacklisted mods, like the ones, maybe the names I mentioned in Triple Trouble, yeah. Say Amor Fati, but I'm sure that one was taken down, not entirely sure though. Yeah, Amor Fati, it wasn't blacklisted. It was the mod author took it down himself. He decided he wasn't happy with it, and he decided to make a remake of it. I have no idea what the word on the remake is. I haven't been active enough in the DDLC modding community to know if that even the remake even came out. But yeah. Amor Fati, it was it had some interesting choices. It had some very infamous choices that went into the making of the mod. Like super duper dark and like shock value stuff, which is like kind of like what are you doing? What is even happening? Kind of deal. I don't know. I guess he just wanted to let his mind go to dark places when making the mod. And it has some attempts at discussing philosophy in there, which are weirdly juxtaposed with the dark stuff. I'm not even sure if he was unhappy with the mod because of the dark stuff or because of the philosophy stuff. But I don't know. He decided he wanted to remake it in any case. Radom was fun, yeah. I don't think I've even actually played ADOM. Might have to try it out for novelty value sometime. Maybe a Savage server and a mod on there banned me because I told them they were spamming that particular image. I'm not even turned up about it either. Yeah. One of the first mods I saw. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna move on with this. Let's get back to the comedy mod. Maybe we can have something to laugh at, or something. Anyway, where we last left our heroes, boy, it'd be sure nice to have some character development today. I've always wanted to be a fully fledged, deeply complex individual with numerous wants and desires weighing in on. Too bad, not today. Yeah. I've got an appointment to keep, so we don't have time for any of that. Who are you? That's Siri dumbass. Name tags updated. ... Oh, hey Siri, what's up? Dumbass with lowercase d. Let's drop a DLC down now for sure. Today you get to be a terrible flanderization of protagonists who are as intentionally generic and relatable as possible. I mean, yep, that's kind of what MC was intended to be. Which, you know, it's one of those things like he's like MC of Doki Doki Literature Club is yeah, he's just there to be generic anime protagonist number 100,000 whatever. You know, he's just he likes manga and anime, and like that's it for his character traits pretty much, like abridged after all, yeah. Yeah, so it's odd. I find it a little odd when people relate to him as a character, because he's supposed to be the everyman, but the kind of everyman that he is like I just find totally unrelatable. It's a bit of an odd thing, but yeah, some people get really upset if you insult MC. which always strikes me as being weird because they get upset because they identify with him, and it's like, but he's supposed to be generic as possible. Like, Dan Salvato himself has said that MC is an asshole. Like, he actually used the word asshole to describe him. Abridged, unabridged edition, exactly. I don't know. Sorry, this is me going off on tangents again. I should move on. Oh, wait, was that today? I thought your depression and unrequited love for me tragically spilling over was today. Well, yeah, that's why we don't have time for you to be anything but a completely oblivious otaku right now. Dense neat. Oh, okay then. Cool. Great. Join a club of something. Since when we get married, I don't want both of us to be completely worthless. When we get married? No, none of them involve anime, manga, girls, or food. Fine, I'll wear you down later. I then followed along because it's part of the framing device. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my ... Wait a minute. Today took effing forever. I had like 9 exams today. There aren't even 9 periods in our school day. Tell me about it. I had 13 of them myself. What? I guess this is a gag about how it just it's just part of the trope. It's just part of the genre that we're just gonna skip over the time that occurred. 9 exams, 13 exams in one day. That sounds like a brutal workload. I don't think I've ever had like more than 2, maybe 3 exams in one day. Anyway. 2 of them were assigned by my lunch period about the history of tater tots. Amazing. Lunch exam. This curriculum is bullshit. How have you been today, by the way? I mean, so many exams probably aren't helping your depressive symptoms. That's funny, Twermuse. You know as well as I do that you're not well developed enough to have noticed that. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. Abridged is always a chuckle, especially the edit. That being the case, I'm going to go home and be the most boring person who's ever lived. How about instead you join my book club? No. Every other member besides you would be a girl, and one of them has even made you food already. Well, that's 2 out of my 4 requirements. Can you throw in another? 2 out of... He has 4 specific requirements that he needs? Anyway. What if one of those girls is ... really into you ... question mark. It's a harem. They're all going to be into me. Also, one of them reads manga. Okay. I then followed along, because otherwise the plot wouldn't go anywhere. Like the little whoosh sound effect. I don't know if I wasn't able to really do a proper mic test at the beginning, but hopefully the sound levels are okay. Anyway. Everyone, the new member is here! ! Wait, isn't there some sort of process to actually join this club? It can't just be someone walks in and loudly announces someone else is part of the club. That'd be ripe for abuse. Oh, Tormuse, you're not fully developed enough to think of that. This is great. The 4th wall breaks are great. Whoops, sorry, I forgot. Let me try that again. Actually doing it again. Everyone, the new member is here! ! The coding in this mod is stellar here. F you, dummy. Is that an invitation? Hey, new sprite. Sorry. Flirty Syrie is kind of funny. I mean, she's presented as, she's presented as obliviously innocent, so it's funny when like she blurts out accidental sexual innuendos in the original game. It's part of it's part of her charm. It's part of the trope. It's part of that whole thing. But there's also an aspect of her that it's clear that she knows more than she lets on, and there's a lot of herself that she hides. So. As much as it's a funny trope of the like this sweet innocent girl getting aggressively flirty out of nowhere. It's also, it fits her character pretty well. Tried you had to someone spend yeah. Is that an invitation? Dot 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 question mark. No, that was merely Tormuse being rude. Sorry. This is dot dot dot. What? As a name tag. Yeah. Please stop undressing in public. Who are you? That's Yuri, dumbass. Name tag's updated. Dot dot dot. Oh, hey Yuri, what's up? Last one is Natsuki. Name tag updated. Oh, hey Natsuki, what's up? Are you serious? Monica still listens. Yeah. She's not even on screen yet, you moron. Who? The name tag says moron. Who are you? Dot dot dot. Stop undressing in public. It seems like a daily occurrence. Yeah. Hi Monica, I hate you. Name tag. Monica. Dot dot dot. Oh, hey Monica, what's up? I only view you as a conduit to talk to who I actually want to interact with. Anyway, I'm Yuri. I'm the rather delicate but socially awkward bookworm of the club, who's the most mature person here. Why? Because your posture is enormous? Well, that, and my insistence on creating very overly complex communicative structures via persistent and unnecessary usage of extremely advanced language. Yes. The origin of verbosity. Or something. Anyway. Dot dot dot. My apologies. I forgot about the socially awkward thing. Pretend I stuttered a few times during that as I tripped over, not accidentally revealing that I find you of interest. Nah, that's cool. Guess that means you're the Dandara here? Yes. But once we get to Act 2, I dropped that to become the designated Yandere of the club. Yeah, my understanding... it's one of those things, one of those things I learned by getting into the whole DDLC modding scene and the DDLC community in general, is learning these Japanese terms that are used in, like, for tropes in manga and anime. But yeah, there was a time before I got into DDLC where I was blissfully unaware of these terms. But yeah, Dandara just means that she's shy and cute, and Yandere means she's like violently obsessive and cute. And then you've got Natsuki, who's the Tsundere, which is mean cute. Like she's the basically Dara means cute, and it's just combining it with other words. Anyway. Weirdly though, people seem to desire me a lot more that way. I've no clue as to why. It's absolutely not who I am as a person, and it's a horrific state of mind, both for myself and for whomever I'd be with. I mean, yeah, that's part of why I wrote Doki Doki Storm. Just to kind of highlight how awful her Act 2 personality is by showing it from her perspective and so on. or think you understand to understand the term? I mean, yeah. Anyway. And I'm Natsuki. I'm the petite tsundere who is ostracized for partaking in a perfectly normal hobby for some reason, and who can't ever accept a compliment without being upset about it. Let me guess, you're the manga reader. That's cool. Oh my god, I can't believe you just said that I read manga out loud. That's so embarrassing, and I hope my judgmental friends and overly strict father didn't hear that. Also, thank you for the compliment or something. It truly upset me. It upset me baka rag. And I'm Monica. I'm literally perfect at every conceivable thing, and would love to talk to you without any ulterior motives or reasons as to why. Oh, so you're the Mary Sue. Sorry, that means I'm too nervous to ever even try talking to you at length. Pass. Hey, since that's the case, can you just tell me how I'm doing with everyone else whenever we speak instead? At least that way, talking to you isn't a total waste of my time. Ouch. Poor Monica. But yes, she's basically relegated to being the tutorial girl in the original game. So this is just This whole mod is basically just running through all the tropes and saying, "Yep, that's a trope used in DDLC. Yep, that's a trope used in DDLC." F you too, then. Anyway, thanks for the introductions, but even though most of you all seem cool and nice, I'm going to just decide to leave anyway because I'm that boring. And then everyone got really sad and guilted me into joining. All the crying sprites. Checkbox filled, yes. As soon as the club doors open, this butt heavy tongue laughing. Yeah. Okay, everyone, let's all write poems. What? Why? Because Dan wanted there to be some game to go along with this game. I mean, yeah. I remember playing this for the first time, going through the first day, and like the first in-game day, it's nothing but clicking through text, and I was like, is this a game? I mean, this is more like a comic book. Like, is there going to be any gameplay in this? Like, the poem minigame is the only thing that breaks it up. Because there wasn't a single choice up to that point. A numerous amount of unique changes to their sprites. Yeah. Yes, I know some of these expressions I recognize. I mean, they aren't even used in the MPT. Interestingly, I know there was a bit of a stretch of time when this was using the other system. It'd be interesting to look through the code. See what's going on with that. Anyway, moving on. Oh, speaking of which, I need to check something here. Wait here for about 9.4 seconds. That's oddly specific. Wait, really? Is there a 9.4 second pause here? I mean, okay. Talk amongst yourselves, I guess. Is it enough time for me to go another tangent? Oh, never mind. Sorry about that. Traffic's really bad right now. Traffic's. Anyway, since you're recording this, you should probably make a save or something just so you can jump back here and see the other paths. Oh, really? Okay. Since you're recording this, you just, oh, that's neat. Saving it crashed the game. Is that intentional design? Is that a gag that I forgot about this part? Oh, it's I believe I've seen it. Last time I seen this, it was played by Ronald McPunch. Just open it again. Okay. Don't worry, it did actually save. You can change your pants now. Great. Version 1.0, right? Like this merits version control 0.0. That's always set to trigger upon first save. Just to make the player panic, I guess. He was worried for a bit that we'd have to redo the last 2.5 hours. Imagine. It's like, oh no, I have to go on that tangent again. Anyway, okay, yeah. So, yeah, reutilizing that code which checks to see if the player is streaming. Nice touch there. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, and for the record, I was considering throwing in an even longer pause after you save so you'd be forced to sit through it for something, but I didn't want it to be that much of a bitch. Also, I'd have to do more programming than I actually care to do to actually make that work. Anyway, click some stuff now or something. It's time to click 20 randomly selected words. Here's hoping you paid enough attention to the characteristics and mannerisms of the 3 real choices to stumble into a win for whomever you want to go after. That or like just save scum through this part. Okay. Oh, hey. We have multiple save game slots now. There's no, I thought there was going to be, okay. I thought we were sticking with the one save games idea. I mean, I know that the my understanding or my recollection was the whole reason you implemented the one saved game thing was for Doki Doki Rewind Replay, because there's some complex stuff that you intend to go on with the coding, and you didn't want to deal with multiple saved games, like going back to previous versions of like file meddling, because there was going to be extensive like file meddling that you could do, or something like that. And keeping it to one save game just made things a lot simpler. But I guess it isn't required for Abridged. I guess that was just thrown as a gag. Anyway, if we did have to redo, we'd probably be much further. So long story short, we found a bug way deeper into the game. If that save crash thing triggers at a particular point. Wait, really? We fixed it by just saying F it and defaulting to the normal save layout. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, okay. I guess we could just. I guess I forgot this was a thing. We can choose which of the three girls here. I don't know. Does anyone have any preference of what route to do or whatever? I suppose I can just reload the save and find out what the other ones are like. I don't know. It's been long enough since I saw this mod. I mean, like I never played it. I only saw AlphaZero play it, so I don't know how much like alternate content there is to be had by preference. Yeah. Every Doki's best Doki. Those are the words I live by. Yeah. Well, what the hell? Let's go with Yuri. I mean, she's always been my favorite character. She's the one I identify with the most. So Yuri. Wait, ... a manga word? ... question mark. Manga, lol. Just kidding. It's Yuri. Manga. Sure. Yuri. Wait, no. Sairi. Natsuki. Wait, no. Sairi. Sairi? Question mark. Sairi. Period. It's only got 4 letters total. It's only got 4 letters total. Meaning Yuri again. Let's go with Yuri. Crap. Wait. WTF does that mean? Manga, yeah, right, Natsuki. Manga, yeah, right, Natsuki. Only dead people use this word? I don't remember. Oh, I remember Natsuki. I guess Sairi. Flip a coin. Sairi or Yuri. It's only got 4 letters total. I'm gonna stick with Yuri. I'm guessing 4 letters total refers to Yuri. Wait, Sairi jumped for that one. What? I feel cheated. Flip a coin. Sairi, Yuri or Sairi. Sairi could be anyone. There's 1 syllable in it. Holy shit, really? Wait, 1 syllable? Sairi, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. None of those have 1 syllable. Even MC has more than 1 syllable. Holy shit, really? It's only got 4 letters total. That would work for Monica, I guess, Sairi. Let's go with flip a coin, Sairi or Yuri. Hey, Yuri, jump for that one. Crap, Monica, lol, just kidding, it's Yuri. Let's try that one. And Sairi jumped for it. No! Look at what's on the page. Terry, you know these are standards for the words, not their names, right? I mean, I would assume so. In case it wasn't clear, this is the MC looking at the individual words, and these are their thoughts about whose word it would be. Okay. It's like a pig that they've had no meaning. Yeah. Let's throw a Natsuki word in there for good measure. What? Sairi again? Yuri? Question mark? Natsuki jumped for that. What? Yeah. Yuri? Wait, Yuri? Question mark. And this time Yuri jumped. Maybe Yuri? Sairi jumped for it. Okay. I'm not clear on the. I mean, you say these are standards for the words, but I'm not convinced of that because I picked the same thing and different people jumped. So also remember, this is MC's head we're in, huh? Yeah. So yeah, whenever you get someone different than you're expecting, it basically means the MC guessed wrong. Oh no. Let's pick Yuri or Sairi. Yuri jumped for that one. Yuri, wait, no, Sairi. Sairi jumped. Wait, darn it. Must be Yuri. Okay, Yuri jumped for that one. Oh wow, that's dark. Natsuki jumped. What? Come on. There's like 47 letters. Okay, that one's just Yuri. Wait, WTF does that mean? Okay, Yuri made that one. I threw in a few extra copies of some so that it would look random. Yeah. Put in a thing to make the second time you go through it easier. Okay, or third time, I forget. Yeah. Let's go with there's like 47 letters there. A 47-letter word. What? Pretty long. Last time it was ... Yuri. Natsuki jumps for it. Maybe Yuri? Ah, shoot. Where's my ... Where's my dictionary? There's Yuri. Last time this was a Yuri word? Okay. I wasn't counting. Was that enough Yuri words? I don't know. So, who do you pick? How do you pick play? I mean, Tormuse? I was about to say player, I guess. Probably, I forget. Yeah, I wasn't counting. I don't know. It felt like there were a lot of Siri words in there. I was trying to get Yuri words. Oh well. Yeah, there's absolutely no one else viewing our world through your eyes or something. Nothing like that at all. Why would you even suggest that? Question mark. Whatever, shut up, no face. Clearly you'd like to spend a little one-on-one time with me, right? Question mark. That's hilarious, Monica. Like they'd have written you a poem or something. Good one. I needed the joke as a distraction to get through the day. I'm being serious. They could have written me... Oh, wait, don't tell me. Tormuse, this pose, imitating Monica's pose. Tormuse could have written me a lovely poem with all those words I like to hear. There are just so many words for them to pick for me. Too many to ever actually list. Tilde exclamation point. Just because I don't have any words doesn't mean I can't have a scene too. Monica, there's precisely one CG that you are present in, and it consists entirely of you staring into the image's perspective origin from far too close a proximity. I still don't comprehend the circumstances behind the display of that graphic, but it most certainly is not as a result of the utter impossibility of you being the poem game victor. While I do not derive pleasure like our fellow members do in contemplating outcomes that are beyond the realm of possibility, entertaining a futility is an egregious waste of our collective time. Aw, poor Monica. Oh, pardon me, I nearly forgot. Socially awkward. No, not that I wish to be rude or anything. ... You must think I'm a terrible person now. My apologies. May we now proceed forward, Monica? Whatever, sure. Aw. Damn it. Not actually sure if anyone else is here right now. Oh no. MC loses object permanence. It's like, they aren't in front of me. I don't know if they're here. Wasn't that one of the ideas? I think I mentioned it during last week's stream. When I was going through verbosity, we were talking about one of the group project ideas we had was having sliders for all of the characters in DDLC. Like there's a slider for Yuri about how verbose she is. And like at the bottom, she speaks in one-word sentences, and at the top, she just rambles on for pages. And then there's a slider for Natsuki for like how tsundere she is, like how much soon, how much dare, I guess. Like at the bottom, she goes, "I am cute," and at the top, she's like super hostile, and there's like a sweetness meter for Sayuri, like where she's like either in the realm of like donating her organs at the sweetest end or burning down the school at the non-sweet end, and then Monica's had an awareness level, and if you put that one at the bottom, she just loses all object permanence. Is like, who are you? What's going on? Who am I? And at the top end, she's like overly aware of everything. If you got a little, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I was just reminding you that we're not actually sure if anyone's here right now. Seriously, am I the only one who hates how no one's ever visible unless they're on screen? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dan Silvato did it like that because he found the posing tedious, because it is. So he typically he tried as much as possible. Didn't have characters on screen or had just one character at a time. Even though those options made verbosity, it sounds like a nice mod. Yeah. 100% understand it. Yeah. Anyway, like I don't remember science class ever explaining why that is a thing in our world. I'm always here when you want, Tormuse. Oh yeah, I knew you'd be around. I mean, you don't actually have a home or anything, so I'm guessing you just sleep here or something? Poor Monica. I told you already, I'm just waiting on the artist. Unlike you, I actually want my house to have all the house things, like hallways and a bathroom. Yeah, I'll admit, I probably should have gone for those extras. I'm kind of tired of just falling into my kitchen when I get up for breakfast. Yeah, it's a joke about the fact that his MC only has two backgrounds, bedroom and kitchen. If he had flavor damage when he was developing it, it wouldn't have been so bad, lol. Yeah, I mean, it didn't exist back in 2017 as far as I'm aware. Anyway. It could be worse. At least the dishwasher can also be a shower and a toilet, so long as I don't mix up what I'm using it for on accident or something. Ew. Monka's homeless outside of the few mods that give her a home, i.e. Club Means. Yeah. Who didn't labor damaging? Yeah. Which is, to put it mildly, a pain to clean up whenever I forget. But I'm still not sure how exactly Sayuri gets by with just a bedroom. I'm pretty sure you don't want to know. Anyway, I was wanting to read a book today. Do you know if you're interested in cozily reading a book filled with all manner of unwarranted verbosity together today? Absolutely. Hey, verbosity. Copyright infringement. No, just joking. I mean, obviously, this was made long before verbosity was. Anyway, specifically, I love to do literally anything that results in me having unfettered access to your face for extended periods of time without either questions or vocalizations from you, Tormuse. What are you getting at there, Monica? What's this permanent blush you've got on there? He's a time traveler confirmed, yeah. No vocalizations? I'd have assumed you would actively desire those, since additional vibrations generally result in a greater degree of pleasure. I meant so I could talk to the player without being interrupted. Yuri? Oh, well, in that case, nah, I'm good. You're too Monica for me to consider it. Anyway, you're going to actually want to interact with Yuri. You doing anything right now? Oh, hey, does that mean I actually got the Yuri route? Don't tell anyone, lol, here. Well, presently, I am conversing with you. Is that what you were inquiring about? No, I wanted to see if you'd read a book with me, ... question mark? Hang on a second, could you recenter yourself? I can't turn my head to do so myself. Amazing. It does matter? Oh, my apologies. Is this acceptable? Good enough. Anyway, can we, read a book now or something? Absolutely. Follow me. Hey, Yuri Root. After a few minutes of preparation, Yuri and I have set up at a couple of desks to read her book together, sitting almost on top of each other. It's somehow the least awkward position we can think of. I'm glad you're okay with agreeing to read with me, Yuri. Reading is just so ... intimidating sometimes. You never know what might happen. It's good to have backup in case there's some sort of problem or accident or something. ... You get what I mean, right? I'm unsure as to whether I do, actually. Well, I'll be honest. I have a bit of a fear of books. A curious thing for someone who to have joining a literature club. Yuri time. So it doesn't matter. Yeah. My entire family was killed in a tragic book accident. Oh, yikes. My mother was reading a scary book at the same time as my father was researching a travel guide to Wales, and he tried to pronounce the name of that one town with a horribly long name, and ... But I'm glad I'm with such an experienced reader like you. I'm sure you'll be able to help me get through a book, finally. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to assist you. I'm trying... Oops. So I'm just trying to... Reading a scary book at the same time as research travel guide to Wales? Is sort of implying that they were. I'm not even sure what it's implying. What, we got a bot in chat. Bye, bot. This one didn't get caught by the filter, curiously. Wales mentioned it's the least talked about outside of Scotland and England. Yeah. It's a town with a stupidly long name in Wales. Yeah. Oh, I got that much. I mean, there's the Welsh language can be confusing to pronounce in general. Not that I know a lot about that or anything. So implying the dad reading that name out loud while their mom was reading something like the Necronomicon or something. Okay, I had a feeling that's what the direction it was going, but I wasn't 100% sure. Anyway, yeah, great. I bet I'll have a great time going through this book. I mean, so long as it isn't something really horrible, like a story about a religious camp that gets turned into a human experiment prison, and then it gets worse somehow, like the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines with lust for blood, then goes even farther with that, like the facility starts selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to M-. I know, let's just start reading this book that absolutely has none of those things that you just listed off. Okay. ... Okay. Time passes. Wait, what? So, what do you think so far? What happened? What just happened? Why are we with Natsuki all of a sudden? Well, to be honest... Oh, wait. Whoops. Sorry, Natsuki. That's okay. What? After a while, I really start getting into the book. What was that? Cute indeed. Anyway, I'm really enjoying reading with Yuri. It's like a breath of fresh air, being able to enjoy consuming books like this. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. We've been here approximately 40 minutes already. I prefer to move on to the third and fourth pages now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm nearly done. Should be more than maybe 5 minutes? ... You cannot be serious. Please tell me you're merely attempting to play some particularly unrewarding prank on me or something. I know. I'm sorry. I haven't read anything since the accident, so I'm a bit behind on my reading. Hey, I remember enjoying the last book I was reading before that. I don't suppose you'd mind if we found a copy of Everybody Poops, do you? This is implying that he's only read children's books. Never actually found out if everyone really does, or if it's just me. Oh, that reminds me. I've been wanting to ask you. Do you poop? And if so, how often do you forget to clean it out of your dishwasher? How did we get here? Natsuki. Stop. As of this moment, I shall no longer express negative things, be they thoughts, emotions, or bodily fluids, on or towards you when you bring up the topic of manga. You are no longer the lowest bar of the club. Ouch. The crisis cloak's an idiot. I mean, that's the intention, I think. Sweet. It's getting tired of my dad yelling at me for all the spit. Ew. And implying that Yuri spits on Natsuki all the time out of general disdain. Anyway. You want to hang out or do something then? I would love nothing more. Sweet. It's getting tired of my dad yelling at me for not having any decent friends. You want to start dating and get into an actual relationship then? I would love nothing more. Sweet. I was getting tired of my dad yelling at me for spending so much time doing nerd things like reading manga and not developing a healthy relationship with someone wonderful that could make beautiful grandchildren. Instead, he'll be yelling at me that I found a loophole to that previous statement that excludes the possibility of ever giving him grandchildren. The blush. Wait, what about me? I believe that you've very clearly established your status as a poor choice of partner. Whilst I am unaware as to whether this extends to the alluded genetic contributions you could make towards reproduction, I am rather confident in stating that the answer to that question is irrelevant. Natsuki stormed into that relationship? I mean, sure, why not? ... Question mark? Translated, pretty sure she said, what about you, Tormuse? ... So, scene change. Generic response that acknowledges the previous scene without specifics concerning said scene. So I guess this means we're going into the poem sharing? I know, right? It's crazy that you managed to totally blow it with, I'm not defining a variable for this, in square brackets. It's almost like we're just blindly barreling along towards a railroaded tragedy, and that none of our choices or decisions here really matter. Yep, really strange, that. All right, well, we're just going to share poems now. Wait, what about some of those other scenes, like that thing with the cookie? The whole point of that scene was to hook players into wondering how far the original game was willing to go with stuff like how Sairi physically hugs Natsuki, thereby teasing them into staying. Meanwhile, in this mod, Natsuki and Yuri have already proposed to each other. And I'm sure if you give them another 10 minutes, they'll be consummating the marriage. Well, yeah, duh, that's why I liked it. I want to see how much further we go now. No. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to save on principle. There's an ad break coming up in 3 minutes 50 seconds, and I actually think this might be a good time to end the stream. I mean, there's no chance I'm getting through the whole mod with all the tangents that I went on, and this seems like a decent enough stopping point, before the ad break comes on. I'd rather not do have the ad break and then have the mod end after that. I mean, like, sorry, I don't want to wrap up the stream immediately after an ad break is what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, see about who to raid. Don't mind taking suggestions if anyone wants to offer them. No problem. Yeah, I was going to jet off soon anyway because I should probably get to bed. Yeah. I'll continue this next week. Hopefully next week I'll be able. I'll start earlier than this. I'm just bad at starting these things. Just on principle, just taking a peek at who else is playing DDLC. Like, yeah, they're all just playing the base game, or that one isn't even English. Yeah, never mind that. I think I'm gonna give a raid to Brandon Glovich, who is currently playing Kingdom Hearts. That's that big Disney crossover thing. I still hate this mod, but not as much as I used to. Probably helps that I've had time to distance from it. Yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that. Yeah, good stopping point. Yeah, I thought so. Anyway. And just get this raid going. Giving Brandon a raid. He's cool. I know him via an IRL friend, which is kind of neat. What in the world is happening in this game? Anyway, great start to the mod. Sorry it got so bogged down in dark and negative talk and stuff. I mean, product of its time, I guess. Hopefully next time there'll be more of the funny. I'll continue that next week. In the meantime, in the I mean, there's nothing that says I couldn't just continue doing this during the week, but I've sort of made DDLC mods my Sunday evening thing for. It just sort of seemed to happen at some point, and I can't. There's only so much I can do with the DDLC mods. That like all the reading, doing all the voices, it does take its toll on my voice. So it's probably good to keep it to once a week. So that's what I'm gonna do. In the meantime, I'll be playing something else, probably Subnautica. We'll see. I want to try that Death Run Remade mod again. But that's all for now. Until next time.